on the beat.
Biafra, Biafra, the only hope we have. We salute you. We appreciate you. We salute you. We appreciate you. Yo. Amadike, one no Biafra. Odogu, Chuko Kike Chekwagi, let it in the road. Dragon Master, Biko do. My Prime Minister, Atakata Abo. Take us to bus stop. Era yo to na yasi. Anya chikerewo, ewa ni nothing jogodo. We want to go, yo. Enu na. Ofoka injejenu. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Cabinet members, down low. Media people, GCK. Deep down our heart, yo. Oh, Biafra, GCK. We are proud of you. We are very, very grateful. GCK. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. GCK. Nobody can say deep. You got a number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's Black Star Bitch.
They're going to Mana Puzyoko. Yo. Biafra Liberation Army. Biafra Defense Force. Biafra Marino. Biafra National League. Omunikwe Battalion. Ndini Nene Chekwa Bodani. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. No. Consider because a number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, we salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you. Biafra is here. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
It's Black Star Bitch.
They're going to Mana Puzyoko. Yo. Biafra Liberation Army. Biafra Defense Force. Biafra Marino. Biafra National League. Omunikwe Battalion. Ndini Nene Chekwa Bodani. We cannot forget all your sacrifice. No. Nobody consider because a number. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, we salute you. We appreciate you. Biafra, appreciate you. We salute you. Biafra, they salute you.
I want you to understand that I will never betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will never betray Biafra. I don't need to say this because nobody brought me into the struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not bring me into the struggle. Nobody did. I came as directed by the Spirit of God into the struggle and started doing things on my own before I was recognized by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I tell you, like I used to tell people in the secret, my plan was never to take oath in IPOB. My plan was never to take oath. I wanted to prove to Biafrans that you do not need to take oath to contribute to the freedom of your own people. So that was my plan. But along the line, something changed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself requested me to take that oath for one specific reason, for one reason. And that reason touched me. And that was how I took oath. I want to make this thing, build this particular background today for people to understand. And I have told you people that I will be the last person, your last bus stop, whoever you are. I will be your last bus stop in this struggle for Biafra. Once you are not genuine, once you are, you are out to destroy this Biafra movement, I will be your last bus stop. God will use me to stop you. My fellow Biafrans in Australia and beyond, we met with the most senior members of the United States Congress. We met with the most senior members of the US government, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mike Johnson, the third highest official of the US government, the Chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Michael McCall, and a plethora of members of Congress. These members are now well educated about Biafra. It has never happened in the history of Biafra and Nigeria. We are closely working after being briefed, after educating these people, decision makers. We are now closely working with them to form a new Biafra policy for the US government. Founder of the Boko Haram, who is the current vice president of Nigeria, meeting. Mgbe Usman Danfodio buru agha nke ya wee bata, wee gbugide ndị ugwu, wee gbuchie ha, wee were ana ha. Akụkọ ahụ bụ ihe a na-akọrọ anyị. Akọgide aka ka Usman Danfodio si wee gbuchie ndị ugwu, o wee bụzi ya datina onye sizi n'ugwu Hausa wee pụta mụọ agụ ụrọ n'ala Igbo. Isisi amụkwana ejekwana dị ọgụ na ọ na-amakwa daga maka ọrụ ihe akọrọ anyị ndị a were egwu onye Hausa mụọ agụ ụra ịgbachi ya nkịtị maka na ịma na ọ ga-ama gị daga mana ọ macha gị daga ahụ nwe ihe ị ga-eme ndị a wee were ụjọ wee jide anyị wee na-adagbuo onye ugwu mee gị ihe ịgbachi nkịtị ị na-edi ya mana onye nwanne gị bụ onye Igbo mee gị ihe o wee Biafra mee gị ihe isi ka egbuo ya nkịta nke echi maka na ịma na ọ naghị ama daga. Aga m agwa unu na daga anyị kịta abụrụzi against ndị Igbo. Daga anyị kịta bụ against ndị ahụ bịara ube anyị igbu anyị kwuote Usman Danfodio style. A ga-ama ha ivu eva n'ụwa niile a. Daga niile ha malụ n'ugwu Hausa, anyị ga-amakarịa ha nwasef. Ebe a ka anyị nọ. Amachazi ya, ozi onwe ya. We will now begin to idozi ana anyị, dozi ana Igbo, dozi ana Biafra, ọ dịla anyị mma maka na ihe anyị na-achọ. Ka ọ dị onye ọbụla na mma. Ka ihe niile a na-eme na-aga aga onye nwere isi ọgụgụ ọgụọ onye nwere isi eji alụpụta ihe o mee ya na-arụ ya na-afọ ya n'anya na-eme kọmpetishọn n'ọhịa ọhịa na-eme ka ụwa dị mma onye ọbụla na-egoli ndewonu. 1876, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe, both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan. Norway, Denmark, Switzerland, each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say, we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for the independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and
has said, instead of Biafra not to come, Nigeria will be burned to ashes. And I promise you today, instead of Biafra not to come, we, every single individual in Biafra government, in all the structures that our PM has laid down, we will burn Nigeria down. I want all the 40 states of Biafra to be resolute. More than ever at this time, the Biafra Liberation Army and Biafra Defense Forces, now is the time to be more resolute. Our PM has given instruction. Any Nigerian military, Nigerian police, Nigerian Air Force, anything wearing Nigerian uniform inside Biafra land, they are the reintegrated terrorists that Nigeria want to use to kill and stop Biafra. So the Biafra Defense Forces, this is the time to increase it towards our final restoration. Let them know, we're going to let our women know that nobody has the right to demean women in the United States of Biafra. When we all here have heard people use comments like, yes, like that. That shows us, even though it hurts, but that shows even the average Biafran and women that are following our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, that is out of bounds, that they've crossed the red line. And when anything that our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, cannot say, and you have some mediocres, that's what I call them, using words to demean our women, using words that are below par to refer to any Biafran woman, I know that our Prime Minister will throw them in the trash can. And that is what we are going to do. So again, we hear that message. Biafran men and women hear that ugly message from those that claim they are following our Prime Minister. Meanwhile, they were planted to destroy what we are doing. And it is the task of each and every one of us here to make sure that Biafra land is a land where respect for men and women exists. Respect, equity, justice, inequality exists. That is what the United States of Biafra is going to stand for. Anybody following individuals that believe that therefore cannot talk to them, those crop of individuals do not belong to the current Biafra we are building. Nobody will bring them near. Not why some of us are here. So I'm going to get back in touch with you or give me a call in the next 24 to 48 hours. And we already have a plan in place. Our young men and women, nobody will demean you. Nobody will demean you. You all saw our attorney who confirmed our redeclaration. She's a young lady like some of you, and she knows what is playing out. She stood in Finland and declared that this generation, the next generation, can never, ever be undermined by any individual who believes because he is a man, he can undermine the woman in Biafra land. That will never happen. We will chase them so far from the leadership of this United States of Biafra. Thank you so much, and give me a call in the next 12 to 40.
Welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very program. I appreciate every one of you. This is a very quick one. I want to share with you some information that you must have to know. You know, the problems and discussions that we are discussing in the issue of Biafra is still ongoing. A lot of discussions are going out there. A lot of revelations are coming out. And for those who are still confused, we will continue to educate you and continue to push you forward, because as we are entering into the new year, 2025, is going to be a different ball game. Once we step into 2025, it's going to be into a different ball game. We have only one government. Always remember that. There is only one United States of Biafra. One. There are not two. Only one United States of Biafra. Is either you are in or out. If you're not part of the United States of Biafra, we don't have any problem with you. If you have another means through which you want to get your freedom, good luck. We wish you well. But you cannot use documents or emblems that belong to the United States of Biafra and you begin to decimate information that are false. We will not allow that. If you are a genuine Biafran and you are standing under the United States of Biafra, which is today under the command of our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, and on the leadership today of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi, if you are with that very section, you must have to follow the government. We are in the government. We are no longer an organization. We are no longer in Brigade. We are in United States of Biafra, and everything is done accordingly. As we enter into 2025, prepare yourself to follow the government closely. Obey instructions. Follow up the government. It is not about Dr. NgoziOrabueze. It is not about Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is not about Mazi Nanekano. It is about building institutions that belong to every one of us. We must put our hand together and build it together. I want to share with you this very program that was conducted that most of you missed. It will be important for you to listen to this program from beginning to the end. I bet you are going to enjoy it. While we continue to educate each other, like and share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you so that they can pay attention to hear this program and join. Also make a contribution on the comment section. Thank you. Let's watch.
Broadcast an announcement. I want to share some stories with my fellow Biafrans. If at this point you still see Simon Ekpa as your enemy, you are spiritually blind. If at this point you still go to some native doctor, you still go to some oracle to hurt Simon Ekpa for no reason, you are spiritually blind. If at this point all you do is to plan how to hurt Simon Ekpa or Biafra, or how to sabotage the Biafra freedom which is coming next year, honestly, I'm sorry for you. I want to share this very brief story with Biafrans. Somebody who I have done nothing to, somebody whom I didn't know, I've never spoken with him. Simon Ekpa has been his problem from the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. He doesn't want to hear my name. Each time he opens his mouth, all he is doing is to blackmail and want Simon Ekpa dead at all costs. It happens that this particular man went to some oracle in Oka. He went to Oka to do juju to kill himself, not me. After doing the juju, he even used a gun to kill himself, not me. After the juju, the chief priest asked him to use the gun and shoot the person they claim is Simon Ekpa. He used the gun and shoot himself, not Simon Ekpa. After that, he came out and bragged that Simon Ekpa will not last more than November. That Simon Ekpa is going to die before November end. Last week, he slumped and died. Simon Ekpa is still sitting here working for Biafra people. If you know this man that died after going to Oka to kill himself in the name of fighting Simon Ekpa, some of you know him. Some of you watching me today. Some of you that refuse to repent. If you know this man and you know that he have actually died fighting against Simon Ekpa, looking for how to kill Simon Ekpa, and that have not taught you a lesson, you will be the next. You are going to be the next. Repent. Repent. If you don't want to fight Biafra again, repent and remain silent. You can't stop this movement. You can't stop this movement. You can't stop this movement. And to those people that will collect money, I wouldn't go. I don't want to advise the chief priest of different oracles. If they come to you, collect their money, do all the juju that they ask you to do. If what they ask you to do, if my hand is clean, continue to do the juju, let the juju work against them. But if my hand is not clean, according to what they have come to you, let everything you are going to do work against me. Let it work against me. But if all those things you see, I told you people that before December ending, all of you that have gone to one place or the other trying to hunt Simon Ekpa, you will have a story to tell. If you do not tell that story, some people will tell that story by themselves. Because some of you will not be around to tell the story before the end of this December. So, I am here to remind you again to leave me alone. Let me fight this fight with God and the multitude of over 70 million Biafrans that are supporting what we are doing for their own freedom. You can't fight God. You can't fight the truth and win. I also heard that some of them are bragging, still bragging, that they are going to follow Simon Ekpa with juju until they go down, not me. So if you know this man, that you know what he did in Oka, I wouldn't mention the shrine. I wouldn't mention the oracle, so that it will not bring bad markets to them. I would not mention the oracle where he went to do this thing. After doing it, now he is dead. What did he gain? He killed himself. Because that gun he shoot at something he says Simon Ekpa in the shrine have turned around to be himself. Nobody can stop this movement for the freedom of Biafra people. We have seen death of our children during the war. After the war, Nigeria continued to kill us. Today we have lost many people in the Hamufu, and nobody is talking.
You have just had a word from the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Oputobie of Biafra land, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. For those of you who will say, I did not know, now you know. I have always said it. Before you speak or take side, make sure you'll be responsible for your action. There is no excuse. Oh, I was deceived. Oh, this one. Nobody's deceiving anybody. Nobody's deceiving anybody. Make sure you will be responsible for your action. The mantle today have fallen on Dr. NgoziOrabueze as directed by the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Exile. The office of the Prime Minister must be protected and defended. If you decide to pitch your tent somewhere else, it is up to you. You face the consequence of your action. You don't blame anybody for what happens. I urge every one of us to focus on the recognition, protection of Biafra land, and doing that which you know is right to do. I welcome you, Apostle Stephen. Welcome. Thank you for joining.
No problem.
Go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you, Apostle Stephen.
Good morning, all. I celebrate you, sir.
You're welcome.
That is an awesome work in this kind of crucial moment. It is a really crucial moment, and you people are taking this mandate to stand in truth. After the convention, I was kind of devastated what's going on, but I thank God for you and Ugo who did not, and others who did not deviate and remain in the truth. So in this issue, like, nobody will say that whatever the things you people cried of is already playing out. That because how can somebody say, first of all, gallant men on the ground, first, second, why should you stop fundraising? How can it be I hand a woman to be governing? But you people were, which means their heart was out of the declaration. This woman, if I've not been that he have taken this step, these people supposed to have, in short, the devil have used them. Devil used them to destroy what that had taken a sleepless night. Many of you helping the PM, strong will, fighting for this, not knowing that these people are little insect that destroyed the vine. They were inside and they were being bought over. I saw them, all of them sitting down, which means if it being that is possible, they have already supposed to even release an attack against that woman on when he was declaring, making a speech on that very day. And all of them were sitting down after everything. After everything. Thank God, they thought that the woman was alone. He did not know that, like what PM normally say, what you did not know is bigger than you. I thank God for him. I thank God for him. I thank God for you. I thank God for that dangerous woman. It's a strong woman. It's not even talking about, all of them are talking and vibrating. But at least Biafra has known that this is our enemy. This is the real enemy of Biafra. And the more they do it, in fact, there's nothing like Bianca Ojukwu. I did not see Bianca Ojukwu in the PM invitation. I am seeing, this is the people that contacted Bianca Ojukwu. If Bianca Ojukwu did anything at all, it means that the Bianca Ojukwu lied on their shoulder. Bianca Ojukwu acted on the platform they set. These people are, in fact, even in any land they are, the land will fight against them. A man called Van nonsense. Why can God cannot be mocked? Because whatever a man sow, that is what he will reap.
Absolutely.
God cannot be mocked. God cannot be mocked. After all this, they just came up and begin to talk. Anyway, God had made it. Adam Biafra said that he's giving them 2 weeks. I found out that it will not even reach 2 weeks. But one of the issues is that if you rise like Judas Iscariot, Judas that is callous, God will handle you. You will end as Judas.
Yes.
All of them will end at Judas. They already lost it. What I pray that all the Biafran that I have, my own heart have been healed already. My own heart have been healed already, because I had it immediately. This issue start. I said, what? After, even if you are confused, why can't you give a day, week before you begin to bring all your shenanigans, before you begin to make up everything? What
Yes.
our enemy will be saying. But glory be to God, even our enemy now is joining us, knowing that this is the truth. The Biafra have been declared that nobody can change it. And now they are talking about charter. You declared Biafra, you have constitution. Instead of you to work in constitution, you begin to talk about charter. Charter dies the very day the Biafra was declared. Charter was he collapsed the day the Biafra was declared. Whatever you are doing, you must work in the government. He went and began to let all this fake name, two name, a man. No, within a short time, it will not pass January. All of them are gone. They are gone. They are gone. I use the word of our PM. They say these people, they are gone. When they are gone, it's completely gone. Biafra has come to stay, and Biafra have been declared. We have, it's not a Biafra government in exile. What we have now is a Biafra United States of Biafra. That is what we have. And whatever parallel government they are bringing, their enemies laughing at them because they cannot do anything. Even the whole world know what is going on. My prayer is that God should facilitate the coming of PM. Let him come and join us, because work is tedious. And I pray for more grace. I pray for more resources for all you media team. You people are doing a wonderful work. May God increase your capacity in Jesus' name. Amen. I thank all the Biafrans. All of us, we are safe hand. We are in safe hand. Forget about propaganda. All those in the propaganda, you know, carry water at all. That mama is in the light channel, and everybody, all the cabinet are in light channel. May God keep Biafra. Biafra has come. Our shame, God will turn it to glory. He will give us double glory for what he has suffered. Amen. All the time he has come in existence. Amen. Thank you, and that's where I can stop now.
Thank you so much, Apostle. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that word of encouragement. I appreciate you. Biafrans also appreciate you. We are very happy. We know that those of us who are on the spiritual side are giving us the backup, and we appreciate it. We can feel it and we can see it. We don't ignore anything that comes from the side of children of Chukwu. We don't ignore it. We know our spiritual master Nandekano is somebody who doesn't joke with spiritual things. He doesn't joke with anything that has to do with Chukwu. Likewise, our Prime Minister, he doesn't joke with anything that has to do with that side. So that is why each time it happens, we look through and we follow up. I appreciate you so much for coming up. Thank you so much, Apostle. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, my fellow Biafrans, you have just had a very warm and encouraging message. Just as you see, so many of us are weak, so many of us are down. But today, the table have already changed. The table have already changed, and that is how it is. Without effort, what did we do? We are not pushing any propaganda. We are not joining them in most of the things we are talking about are the things they bring forward. They bring issues, they push it, and then we just make a statement to counter it. And that is what we did. We never push any propaganda against any one of them. I've never seen the deputy prime minister has never stood on a platform to begin to attack anybody or push any propaganda against. No. They are the ones that bring out issues, and she sorts those issues out. And that's what I've been doing. And today, Biafrans have seen the truth and nothing but the truth, and that is how it will remain. Just for the time. My sister Monaco say, once you are gone, you are gone. Once you are gone, it just feels. Once you are gone, you are gone. There's no remedy. And the beautiful thing about Biafran people is that Biafran people are the people you cannot play with. You can't play with us. You can't, no matter how you try, you can't play with us. You can't try to convince us. They have used divide and rule for a long time. The British are the one that planted this divide and rule. They went and lectured the Janjaweed. They lectured the Janjaweed on how to use the divide and rule to manipulate the so-called Nigeria. A contraption where you took people from regions that has nothing to do with each other and you force them to be together. Force people to be together. People that has nothing in common. And you think that it's going to work. It cannot work anywhere and it cannot stand. That very contraption that was formed by the British has fallen. And we never ever rise again. So wherever you are as a Biafran, it is time for you to embrace the reality of today and continue to support the government of Biafra, which is where we are today. Our government must be supported. We know the attack we are getting, where it is coming from. We know those who are sponsoring our enemies. Left for the Janjaweed, they cannot be able to put us back. Left for these people who call themselves saboteurs, the Ifajunas and their Fonjas, they can't do anything. Biafrans are very strong people with strong will, and they know what they want. Propaganda doesn't move Biafrans. Blackmail doesn't move Biafrans. These are people, intelligent people that knows what they want. But we know where our problem is coming from. And they will not succeed, no matter how they try. They will continue to try, but each time they try, they will fail. Just as they have failed now, they will continue to fail. We have to be focused because something is about to happen. We are going to enter into 2025, a time that things will happen. Already, we have started seeing things that are already being planned and going on. I urge every one of you to continue in your own path. Continue to do whatever you know you can do to see that the Biafran people are being recognized. The recognition of Biafra is going to be generated by you and I. What you do, what you say, that will determine if we'll be recognized or will not be recognized. In pursuance of this recognition, in pursuance to be recognized, we have to do one thing or the other on our own way, in our little way. We have to start doing something. And you have to ask yourself, in your own little corner, how are you representing Biafra? In your own little corner, how are you representing Biafra? This is not the time to be ashamed. This is not the time to hide. It is the time. That is why today, anybody that is claimed to be talking about Biafra and cannot give us your real name, your real identity, you can't even show yourself. You are hiding. You are hiding. You're still hiding at this point. You don't mean it. You're not for Biafra. Anybody that claims to be fighting for Biafra, at this point, you are still hiding on the keyboard. You type. You hide and type. You don't have that boldness to come out and speak at this point. You are not serious. We cannot take you serious, and we can't listen to you. And I urge every Biafran, before you pay attention to anybody, those of them who are hiding their identity, these people are not there for you. In the morning, you will come and talk about Biafra. In the night, you go and talk about one Nigeria. So many of them have different platforms. One of the platforms, they support Nigeria. One of the platforms, they support Biafra. In the same land now, some of them today, you see them, some of them will go and support the Ifajunas in Biafra land, and they will come and tell you they are supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa. For you to follow anybody in this struggle at this stage, in this time that we are fighting for recognition, no international community will recognize an invisible man. No international community will recognize somebody that have double identity. We cannot build another zoo. We cannot build another Nigeria. What we want to build is the United States of Biafra, a place where things will be done lawfully accordingly. You are going to get whatever you want according to your qualification. Your qualification can fetch you what you want, not by blackmail or propaganda. In Biafra, fraud cannot foster. It cannot. You cannot be fraudulent and succeed in Biafra. The Biafran government is doing everything humanly possible to make sure that fraud is reduced to the barest minimum, you will always find a criminal everywhere. You always see them. You cannot weed them away, but we have to reduce it to the barest minimum in Biafra land. We must reduce it to the lowest minimum in Biafra land, and that is what we must do. Wherever you are as a Biafra, the battle we are fighting today is not just against the caliphate, not just against the Ifa Jonas and the Fonjas. It is against also the international interests. There are some international interests that don't want us to be free. There are some international interests that don't want us to be free. They know that we are pursuing a just cause. They know very well. Just like the detention of our Prime Minister today. The restriction of our Prime Minister today is something that must be done because of the pressure from other international communities against Finland. Finland has to clear their record to show that they are not in support directly to Manchester. It is their law. It is in their constitution. So they have to follow their own law. They cannot change their law because of us, Biafrans. The Finnish government have their own law. Finnish people have their own law. And they want to follow it accordingly. We know there are Western pressure on them. We know there are Western pressure on them. The British and their cohort have interest in Nigeria. Are mounting pressure to see that their own interest is being protected. And I believe that Chukwu Okikabiyama will not allow Finland government to give in. No matter the kind of pressure that comes on them. I strongly believe that the Finnish authority and the government will do the needful. Because what they are doing today is what they are supposed to do. Whatever the Finnish authority is doing is what they're supposed to do. Nobody should be worried about that. They cannot change their own constitution because of us. But I bet you, based on their human rights record, all things is going to turn for good for us. Because our Prime Minister has not committed any crime. We, the Biafran people, are pursuing our legitimate right to self-determination, right to self-defense, and the right to life. These are rights that are supported by international law, rights that Chukwu Okikabiyama have given to human. International law supports it. To an extent, Nigerian law itself supports self-determination, supports self-defense, and supports right to life. But when it comes to the issue of Biafra, they make you feel as if you're committing a crime because you are defending yourself. They make you feel you're committing a crime because you're asking for self-determination, which is a lie. Every one of us must be focused. Don't get distracted. We know our real enemy, and we must not take our eyes off them. Every eye must be on the rising sun. Every eye must be on the rising sun. You're welcome, Okuchuku. You're welcome. Thank you for joining the program, Okuchuku. You're welcome. Go ahead and speak to Biafrans. Let's hear you out.
Good morning, Biafrans. Good morning to you, Choose.
Good morning, my brother.
Happy Christmas in area.
Same to you.
Every Biafran.
Same to you, my brother. Thank you.
Frankly, for a while now, I have not been coming in frequently as I used to. It's due to I am down somehow spiritually due to what is happening in the course of this struggle. I am very, very, very emotionally down, and it's called for concern to all Biafran, every well-meaning Biafran. I am so much disappointed at these three men who call themselves wise men or whatever. At the initial stage, I hold them to a high esteem. But at this time around, the reverse is the case. I am prepared to go to a wedding now. I only come in to say hi to you guys.
Thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Please don't get demoralized. Don't get demoralized. Just take up your spirit. There is nothing that is happening now that is not the will of God, and it must happen. If it doesn't happen, maybe something worse will happen. we are happy that it's happening now, so that when our prime minister comes out, it will be much more easier and faster. Don't get demoralized. I understand how you feel. Even those of us in the cabinet and those of us in the media, we feel the same. For you to see somebody you are pursuing something with, all of a sudden begin to change and begin to speak in a different manner, it hurts. It hurts. Even us, it hurts us, but we must have to continue. Go ahead, my brother.
Where it hurts me most is when these people drag in our military into this struggle, rather than for them to focus in defending our land. The military are now been talking in social media, siding one side of the people, inciting crisis in the running of the government. This is cause for concern. I am asking, who is doing this to an Igbo people? Who is doing this to us? What is wrong with us? Power grabbing. If these men knew that all their wish is to grab power and to be recognized by holding power, Nigeria is there for them. They should go to Nigeria. Definitely, if they admit to give the Fulani Caliphate what they need, they will give them access to power. They should leave us alone to fight for our freedom, because we want to be free. We want to be liberated. They should not come and stalk us here. This is unjust. A well-knowledged person like Nkere and Van Van Van, these men whom I hold to a high esteem, all this while, all of a sudden, due to quest for power and influence, one could be recognized by all costs, by all means, even if it will take the destruction of the struggle we have been building for a very long time now. This is very bad.
It is.
This is very bad. I swear to God. This is very bad. But I hope on Chukwu Kikabia. He is our strength and our motivation. He will continue to guide us on the right path until our Prime Minister comes out. We will continue to pursue the right course. Gradually, we will get there.
Yes.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Thank you, my brother. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. My greetings to the family and the kids. Happy Christmas to every one of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Yeah. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching us from, you must understand that I can understand how everybody feels. Those of us, you can imagine how we feel ourselves. We feel the same way. Don't think that the feelings, these worries are just limited to you. It's not just limited to you alone. We also feel the same way. It is not something good for you to see a fellow comrade all of a sudden begin to speak against what he stood for a very long time. It's very difficult to be able to comprehend that. But the courage we always have is that we have learned from a very powerful force. For those who are just joining this struggle yesterday, it might be a difficult thing. But for those of us who have been following from the time of Mazen Nandekano, my own self in particular, I begin to pay strong attention. I became fully involved from 2015 when Mazen Nandekano was arrested. That was when I began to follow up closely. So from that time, 2015 up to now, you know how many years is that? We have learned a lot of lessons. We have seen so many things come and go. We have seen so many people, strong men have come and gone. People you never believe in your life that they will betray, they have come, they betrayed, and they're gone. And in one of the speech, Mazen Nandekano said that the only person he trusts that tomorrow morning that person will still talk about Biafra is himself. You can imagine. Mazen Nandekano say the only person that he trusts that once he wake up, he know that person will still talk about Biafra is himself. As for any other person, he cannot guarantee. And I want you to hold that same mentality. I want you to hold that. The only person you know that can talk about Biafra tomorrow is you that is watching me. Don't stand in for anybody, not even for me. You can't have a guarantee for me. Don't have a guarantee for me or anybody. The only thing you have to do is to focus on the United States of Biafra. Whoever stepped in accordingly through the structure, focus on that very person and support that person. Focus on that person. The person that steps in through the structure, on that, just focus on that person. The person that the mantle falls on, the person that the spirit of Biafra falls on, focus on. Your eyes should be on the rising sun, not on individuals. We make a great mistake when we put our eyes on individuals, but because these individuals will fail. These individuals will definitely, they will fail in such a way that before you recover from disappointment, it might take you time. When you put your hope on people, when they fail, before you recover, it is going to take you, if at all you can recover. Some people will never recover. Some people will never recover. That is why you must not put faith in anybody. Because if you put faith in people, once those people fail, you might not recover at all. Because of what transpired, there are some people that will decide not to participate anymore. There are people that will decide to begin to talk on their own and do something else. It takes an extra strength, extra wisdom. It takes the fact that you are focusing on the rising sun. That is the only thing that will make you stand. No matter who falls out, you might wake up tomorrow, your brother will tell you, oh, I'm no longer interested. You go ahead. Your father might disown you because of Biafra. Your brother might disown you, your mother might disown you, your best friends might run away from you. They might decide to choose somewhere else. The only thing that will keep you going is where your eyes is, on the rising sun. As long as you're focusing on the rising sun, nothing is going to stop you. But when you are not focusing on the rising sun, I bet you, it's going to be very difficult for you to survive. Very, very difficult. You might not even survive at all. I say you might not survive at all. There are some of us that have so much trust on human beings. You trust some people that so much, oh, because this my brother talks too much about Biafra. He shouts, he makes noise about Biafra. He is always talking about Biafra. He is very eloquent. He is very this and that, talking about Biafra. Any day the person fails, you fail. No. Whoever is standing in on the right path of Biafra, pursuing the rising sun, support that very person. But once the person deviates, let them go. Let them go. Continue your journey. We know our enemy, as I was saying. Our enemies are the British. There are some Western countries that have interest in Nigeria, and they are doing everything to see that we stay down. The cry that the Biafran people are crying today is a genuine one. Very genuine. Every human being on the planet Earth knows that we are pursuing a genuine cause. The tears we are sharing today is genuine. What we are asking for is genuine. Biafrans are not terrorists. They are only asking for self-determination, the right to take decisions and do things on their own. That is what they're asking for. They didn't just get up today to begin to ask for that right. It is because they are being rejected in a country where they are supposed to be a citizens. Biafra land today is the fowl that laid the golden egg. Biafra land is the fowl that laid the golden egg. But that very fowl that laid the golden egg is dying of hunger. And you want them to keep quiet, not to talk. Biafran people have tried everything humanly possible to see that the zoo works. There was a time we are trying to see that it works. Starting from Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and again, our eternal leader, Dim Ojukwu, took them to Aburi to discuss the goodness of Nigeria. The discussion at Aburi was not for separation. The discussion in Aburi was not for separation. It was not for Biafra to go. No. It was for them to maintain the Nigeria, every region on their own, and do things the way it's supposed to be. The discussion in Aburi was to save Nigeria. But because the British saw it was not going to serve their own interests, they used the caliphate to destroy it. They used the same divide and rule. They used the same divide and rule. They told them, no, if you allow the Biafrans to go, they are the ones that have the wealth. You are going to suffer. If you allow them to go, you are going to suffer. Don't agree with that agreement. Even when there is resources in all parts of that country. Every part of Nigeria has resources that can satisfy them. Every part of Nigeria have enough resources. Every state have enough resources that will make them what they are. There are countries in the West today that don't have a single drop of oil. But their human capacity made them what they are. They provide service for the whole world, and they're doing great. Many countries of the world that don't have oil, but they are doing wonderfully well, well developed. Citizens well taken care of. But in Nigeria, every state in Nigeria has a resources that will sustain them. But the British, because they want to be in charge, planted the seed of discord, taught the Janjaweed the issue of the divide and rule, and they continue on that path of divide and rule today. Even when we try to make it work, they never agreed. Ojukwu did everything possible to make sure that there's no war. You know, for a long time, they have been peddling lies. They say Ojukwu caused a war. Ojukwu never caused a war. In fact, Ojukwu brought a solution to Nigeria. But instead of taking that solution, what did they do? They brought war. And millions of Biafrans, especially children, lost their life. We didn't stop there. We didn't stop here. Even after the issue of the war was truncated, the issue of the war, even before the issue of the war, first of all, after the coup, they call the coup, the one they say that it's the Igbo coup, which is not Igbo coup. The Igbo coup that they are carrying everywhere, the propaganda, that even the British were the ones that created that propaganda. British were the one, the BBC were the one that released the news. Who were calling that coup Igbo coup? It was the BBC that started it. Even when they know that there were Oduduwa people in that coup. There were people in the Middle Belt in that coup. But the BBC announced it the Igbo coup, and Nigeria picked on it. It was a coup by the officers, military officers of Nigeria. They did that. It wasn't even a coup, it was a revolution. A revolution by young officers of Nigeria, not Biafra. Young officers of Nigeria, not Igbo. Young officers of Nigeria, which includes all tribes. The only difference is that then, the people that dominated the military then were mainly the Igbos. Not because they dominated it by force, or it is by wisdom, knowledge, understanding, experience. They were the most educated within the military, and they were much involved than others. The British, when they heard about the coup, when they heard about the revolution, they called it a coup, and they called it Igbo coup. It was the British that announced it via BBC. And the Caliphate captured it. Before you know it, they preached it to their people. The North captured it. A revolution conducted by young military officers against fraud, the same fraud they are seeing today. Against fraud. Just after their independence, against fraud. Those young officers conducted that very revolution. And it wasn't for them to take over. It was to put Awolowo to be the president. To put somebody from the Southwest. But what did they do? They lied. The British lied and told them it's on the Igbo coup. And they bought it. They preached it. And before you know it, the same people that stopped the coup was people from the Biafra land. People from Biafra land were major. They were active in the stopping of the coup, of the revolution. And from there, Aguiyi emerged. Aguiyi, when he came, he also tried by himself to try to build one Nigeria. Aguiyi was not a Biafran. He wasn't a tribalist. In fact, Aguiyi is not, he doesn't identify with Igbo as such, no. Because Aguiyi in his time, he surrounded himself with northerners. He surrounded himself with northerners and people from the southwest. Aguiyi, his best man who died along with him, who they murdered along with him, was a Yoruba man. That's to show you how liberal he is. A Yoruba man put his own life on the line for Aguiyi. He said, instead of you to take my visitor, take me along with him. A Yoruba man gave his life. A Yoruba man gave his life and died alongside with Aguiyi. He said, you cannot take my visitor. If you want to take my visitor, take me along. So these were liberal people. They were liberal. Aguiyi surrounded himself with foreigners. That was why his own ABC, this idiot now that is talking up and down, connived and took the life of Aguiyi. Danjuma. Danjuma, is he from the southeast? From the southeast. Aguiyi surrounded people from himself with people from the north, south, and the middle belt and north. Even when he was warned to be careful, he never cared because he felt he was free with them. Aguiyi's plan was to make sure that the same one Nigeria people have equal rights. He wasn't fighting for the Igbo race. Neither was he fighting for the Biafra. No, Aguiyi was a one Nigerianist. But you see how they ended him up. You see how they murdered him. Today, Aguiyi is not remembered anywhere. There is no stone laid anywhere to remember Aguiyi, even though he was a head of state who they murdered. There was no remembrance of him anywhere. And so many other officers that they murdered during their counter coup. And today, they don't even talk about the counter coup and the number of officers that lost their life. They don't care about it. You will come and see them referring to the revolution that happened with Nigerian soldiers, which the British helped them to target Igbo coup. The Igbos has always taken that chance to make sure that the zoo works. But whenever we make that step, it backfires on us. It brings death. Ojukwu tried also. Aburi, what did they do? They truncated it. Do you know that Mazen Nandekano also tried? Mazen Nandekano also told them, go and discuss about restructuring. Go get me restructuring. That was what he discussed with the politicians. After his arrest in 2015 and release, he had a meeting with all the politicians in Biafra and all the governors, and he told them, they told him to drop the agitation. He said, I will not drop the agitation without anything. What do you have to offer? They said they want to go for restructuring. He told them, okay, go for restructuring, bring restructuring, then we give to our people. Once they accept it, I have no problem with you. If our people say that restructuring is okay with them, I have no problem. Go. But you can't tell me to drop what I have when you're not offering anything. And what did they do? They left. When they left, instead of them going to bring that very restructuring, what did they do? They went and they brought Python dance. Python dance that took the life of many Biafrans. Thousands died. 28 men were mowed down in the home of Mazen Nandekano. Jack was killed, the dog. The parents of Mazen Nandekano lost their life in that process. The case Mazen Nandekano is still facing today is generated from that very angle up till now. The evil that men do. Mazen Nandekano gave them that chance. They never did anything. Instead of bringing the restructuring, they brought Python dance. That is why in the era of our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, you see them again talking about restructuring. To hell with their restructuring. We are not interested in it. They are talking about regional government. To hell with their regional government. We are not interested in it. And you hear our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, repeated it on the day of convention. I reminded them that for a long time we have been asking you for this restructuring and you never agreed. We asked you for regional government, you never agreed. Now we are no longer interested. The Deputy Prime Minister made it very clear on the day of declaration in Finland that we are no longer interested. All these are manipulation of the West who are interested in the resources in the zoo. They always come in with through one angle or the other to manipulate things, but that their manipulation will not work anymore. We have had enough, and we are no longer going to allow it to happen. Today, where we are is on focusing on the real thing. We are focusing on Biafra. It is either Biafra or Biafra. That's nothing else. Our request is legitimate. We are not requesting for something that has not happened before. We are requesting for something that other parts of the world have tried and it works for them. Our pursuit today is not a selfish pursuit of self-determination. It is a legitimate cause that is going to favor every indigenous person in Nigeria. The call to end Nigeria is a call to save life and to save humanity. Get it straight. Know it and know peace. It is a call to save humanity. It is sad that some of them in that country think it's about us. It is not about us Biafrans. It is about every individual. Things that have been practiced in other places and it works. That is what we want to do. And I want you to listen to this very video of our Prime Minister, where he mentioned how countries have splitted and they succeeded. I want you to listen to this very program I'm about to play. That was made by our Prime Minister for you to get a clue that we are on the right path, and what we are asking for today is not something that has not been done before. It is the right thing. Regardless what they say, what they do, the propaganda and blackmail, we are on the right path, and we will continue to pursue it until we get what we want. Let's listen to this very message.
In 1776, the United States separated from the United Kingdom by declaration. Today, they are the world power. In 1830, Belgium separated from Netherlands. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe, both of the countries. In 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia. Today, they have transformed into global financial hub as a result of the separation. Why is it that when we call for separation, Nigeria and their criminals will be calling us terrorists? Don't fall for it. The past separation has led to the upsurge of economic development in the case of India and Pakistan, Norway, Denmark, Switzerland. Each of these separation has led to the upsurge of economic and development. In 2002, East Timor separated from Indonesia. In 1921, Ireland separated from the United Kingdom. Today, they are one of the powerful countries we have. In 1944, Iceland separated from Denmark, demonstrating that nations can part away without violence. Why do you kill Biafrans? Whenever we say we are fed up of Nigeria. In Nigeria, where you have dangerous diversity, in Nigeria, where you have the northern part of Nigeria practicing Islamic State, practicing Islamic Sharia law, and they have different culture, different laws, different rules, different everything. And with that kind of mentality and setup, we can never develop as a nation. That is the reason we call for the separate state, and of course for independent state for Biafra. Apart from the killings, genocide against our people, and jihad. In 1905, Norway and Sweden separated and goes their separate ways. Today, they are one of the most powerful countries in Europe because of the separation. In 1947, India and Pakistan separated. The list can go on and on and on.
You have seen it. You just saw it. The list can go on and on and on. So, but in our own case, when we ask for these things, some people will make it look as if we are asking for something that is out of this world. When we make this request, some people will be acting as if we are making a demand that is not supposed to be made. But in other way around, we are asking for our rights. And nothing on the planet Earth will make us stop making these demands. Already, Biafra has been declared. Today we are seeking for recognition, and I bet you that recognition is coming. It's coming. And I want every Biafra to pay attention to the politics of Africa today. Chukwu Okike is about to do something. You know, Mazen Nandekano said that the Biafra will come in such a way that no man will take a glory. And I can see it. Let us pay attention to what is happening in the zoo. Pay attention. Do not get carried away. Pay attention to every single thing that is happening in the zoo and around the zoo. Information that are coming from all parts. Remember, we woke up and we heard that France is bringing their soldiers into Nigeria. France is pushing their soldiers into Nigeria, Sokoto to be precise. Every one of us saw that news. And when you see the moves of Nigeria, you begin to understand that Nigeria has no future for any citizens. They have no future. They have no plan. In a time where the African countries are moving away from the colonial masters that are holding them captive, and one of the worst colonial masters in Africa is France, the French people. France is one of the deadliest colonialists in Africa. The people that are holding captive for years are walking away. Then ask yourself, why is it that it is now that your so-called Nigeria will go and embrace France? Why is it that at this point in time that Nigeria will go and embrace France at a time that they know, at a time when they know that France has nothing to offer, at a time that all the people that are being colonized by France are running away from France? That is the time Nigerian government is going to embrace France. They have not yet freed themselves from the hand of the British. They are now taking themselves back into the hand of France. And you think that Niger will be silent about that? You think that Burkina Faso will be silent about that? You think that Mali will be silent about that? Today you see in broad daylight Nigeria giving France a space in their border with Niger for France to begin to stay there and destabilize Niger. Chukwu Okike have a way of fighting our battle for us. Already have seen the president of Niger come out to make a speech and lay accusation on Nigerian government that Nigerian government today with France are sponsoring terrorists to use them against the Mali people, the Niger people. A president is making this accusation. You know, when we say that Nigerian government is a terrorist government, some people say we are making it up. Today, it is not we saying it. A neighboring country is speaking and bringing evidence. The involvement of France in terrorism in Africa is not a secret. It is something that everybody knows. And today, they are playing that same game. And guess what? They are playing that game using Nigeria. They are playing that game using Nigeria. You can imagine the most populated African nation, as they claim, the giant of Africa, as they claim, they can't even protect their territory. And I ask, why are you still holding on to this most populated African country? Why are you still holding this large space that you cannot be able to manage? Why are you forcing people to be in that cage when you know you can't manage it? The most populated African country. You cannot provide the food your people can eat. You can't even provide security for your people. You can't even protect your land and your space. Why are you still allowing people, forcing people into this cage that you can't be able to manage? You are going to bring another colonial master. France, that has a very bad record when it comes to Africa. Today, you see the drug baron dancing on bed with France. And you see the Niger people sending their warning. We are watching. I thank Chukwu Okike for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Oputo of Biafra land. I thank Chukwu Okike for Dr. Ngozi who is today standing in for him. And most importantly, I thank our student Mazi Nandekano, who led all this foundation. We cannot be taken unaware. The breakup of Nigeria is imminent. There was a time when the new government of Niger came in, our Prime Minister extended the hand of fellowship to them. Our Prime Minister also extended the hand of fellowship to Mali and Burkina Faso. And I bet you, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. And the friend of your enemy is your enemy. We are watching, and the government of Biafra, we are going to defend our territory.
What is that one is going through? What is that one is going through? It should, because people do not see.
But where there now, we don't see where then they go now. With this where they do now, to make somebody tell me how this.
You see, that is why I keep saying that whenever, even here where we are now, when things happen, they say write it up. When you write things up, that is a proof that this thing happened.
Yes.
Now these people are now coming back to tell us that, as I was listening to the former information minister, he was saying, that the chief of staff cancelled the meeting for 4 times between 5 days to the what do you call it, the convention in Finland.
Yeah.
Now this letter is enough to prove to well-meaning Biafrans that anybody that is following these people is a saboteur.
Absolutely.
You understand? So you see, all this while, Brother Chooks, I've not had the opportunity to come out to speak on this matter because you understand, I sat back and said, not again, not again. This is the same thing we experienced during the inglorious period when our our leader was kidnapped from Kenya. This is exactly what happened. Now, I stand here to prove that you can't fight the government. Is it because we are still, people think that it is not a government? Now, whatever they are doing now, whatever they are doing now, let them not think that it is something that they will do and get away with it. No. They can't get away with it. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. I'm saying this thing because they say once bitten, twice shy. We cannot afford to be making the same mistakes over and over and over again. What do I mean by that? This is what about Einstein called absolute madness, insanity.
Yeah.
Now, this is the same thing that happened when some group of people hijacked our account during all those time past. The same thing, it keeps happening. Now, I will suggest, I don't know, Chooks, if you have a way of passing this thing to these people, you put checks and balances, put layers that will prevent a reoccurrence of this kind of a thing where one individual will now come and hold a country, because now it is no longer a group. It is a country. We hold a country, Biafra, to ransom. It's unbelievable. It's unthinkable. Now, if you've been following me, there was once when our Prime Minister used to broadcast. I came on his program and I told him, look, this idea about people thinking that it's okay to sabotage and get away with it, that I find it quite, somehow. And I actually told the Prime Minister then, before he became the Prime Minister, I said, look, I would suggest that we adopt the idea of the way that the what do you call it, the mafia groups behave. Any sign of sabotage, they don't treat it with kid gloves. No. If you sabotage any mafia group, that's why I told him that I like watching mafia movies. Because I don't believe in this kind of sabotage that people think they can do it and get away with it. In mafia organizations, when you sabotage them, the penalty is your life. The penalty, there's nothing like I beg, oh, forgive me. So when people keep on talking, let us reconcile. I am completely opposed to the idea. How can you reconcile with a sabotage? Even in well-known countries, sabotage is seen as treason.
No second
and
chance.
treason, no second chance.
No second chance.
So they think that we're still an agitation group, forgetting the fact that they are dealing with a government. Let me tell you, whatever they have done now is on record. Whenever Biafra is already here, but whenever we take absolute control of our territory, the two things that is available for them is prison sentence or punishment by death. I keep saying it. In the olden days, when my father used to tell me, in the olden days, when this kind of a thing happened, even in the local communities, they take you to the backyard. But you understand what I mean when I say they take you to the backyard? You know what that means?
Yeah.
They take you to the backyard, and that will be the end of you. When you sabotage your community in those days,
That's right.
why do people think that it is okay to brazenly and openly sabotage the freedom of your people? I don't get it. And the thing that baffles me is that even the people that call themselves smart people, no wonder our leader, Mazen Amdekade, call them intellectuals.
Intellectuals.
These people, the people that are following, can't you listen to this man? This man that has so many names, even this is a proof that he's a criminal.
That one alone. Yeah,
that one alone is a proof that this man cannot be trusted. How can you, today you're answering Ogenkere, tomorrow you're answering Isaiah or whatever, as people are still following him and sitting with him and supporting him? It boggles my mind. I don't understand it. It's a shame. You see, here, where things are organized, when you now come today and say, oh, my name is Isaac Johnson, and tomorrow there's a proof to show that you answer another name, Mohammed Abbas, that is a proof that you're a criminal. There is nothing that you will say or do where things are organized properly and they will believe you.
No.
And for Christ's sake, for goodness sake, why would Biafrans be following this man and gather themselves to declare him acting prime minister? Even that act is treason on its own. That act that they've done can never be forgiven. I don't know what he's doing. Our prime minister is not dead. Our prime, I keep telling people, from the world I see things, our prime minister, the highest they can put him because of his status in the society, he did not commit a criminal offense. He did not commit any offense against Finland. And therefore, the highest they can do to him is house arrest.
Absolutely.
And
You're right. 100% correct.
That is exactly what that man is going through. You see, because people do not see through the fog, because our people are blinded. Our people. That's why Mazin America said that our people, that what baffles him is that our people can't reason.
Can't reason at all.
So our Prime Minister, Brother Chooks, I'm telling you now, is watching everything that is happening. Our Prime Minister is seeing everything that is happening. That man is still there.
Very much.
And in less than 1 month, Brother Chooks, in less than 1 month, some other people have gathered themselves together and decreed that we want a leader, another leader. It is akin to what the children of Israel did in Egypt. Moses went up to the mountain, for only 40 days. 40 days, Brother Chooks. We don't know what has happened of this man. And they went and built a golden image. And said, Israel, here is your God that brought us from the land of Egypt. 40 days. Yet, before Moses went up to the mountain, God came to them and they saw God face to face. And God spoke to them from a pillar of fire, a pillar of cloud. They saw him. The Bible says that the earth quaked. 40 days, they forgot all about that. And they went and built an image made with human hands and started worshiping it. That is exactly what do I call him Ogun? I don't even know what to call him. Is it Isaiah or Ogun? That is what Ogun and all his cohorts, that's exactly what they've done. Less than 30 days, less than 1 month. In fact, in less than 2 weeks, they have gathered themselves together and selected a leader already. So sudden. It is appalling. I'm using this opportunity to call upon all Biafrans. Anybody that is following this proven criminal, anybody that is following him or speaking, you are doing this at your own peril. And I'm saying this thing, that the whole creation will bear witness. Let the earth bear witness. Let the heavens bear witness. Let the air we breathe bear witness. Let the waters and every body of waters bear witness. Let everything in creation bear witness. They are doing this thing against them. Let the earth revolt against them. Let the heavens revolt against them. Let everything that keeps human life alive, that is in creation, revolt against them. When they go to the mountains will be melting and fighting them. When they go to the seas will be boiling and fighting them. When they stand on the earth, unless they will not stand on this earth, unless their barefoot will not touch the earth. And that is why in the olden days, when we want to talk the truth, they say remove your shoes and stand on the earth to speak.
Yes.
When people see the truth, I begin to twist it and openly come out denying the truth. You see, it doesn't matter how far and how long they continue to peddle these lies. It is a matter of thing. This letter that you read today has destroyed all the lies that they've been saying. It is written, because what is written is written. It cannot be changed.
Never.
And it will be used as an evidence against them. It doesn't matter what if they come back tomorrow to tell us, that the COS, change the idea, change the meeting, did not attend the meeting 4 times. The letter stated clearly there. The evidence is there. I don't know what else Biafrans need to know what is the truth and what is not the truth. I rest my case. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Marshall. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. And I wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, my beloved brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can see Grigory Obaju. Grigory, go ahead. Speak to us. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much, my brother Chooks.
You're welcome, my brother.
Greetings to all the men in the house and all the Biafrans all over the world. This is my first time to come your program. Happy Christmas and the joy of the season. Yes, to add to what my brothers everybody have said, the exposition this morning was wonderful. So any blind person can hear it, any deaf person can read it. So the truth there is people see the road, but they hate truth. Because when you go through the whole statement and what this man, Nkeri or whatever they call him, alias Isaiah Anyaogo.
Isaiah.
So, any true person, any honest person, any disciplined person, any man that doesn't have corrupt mind and know what we are fighting in Nigeria is corruption, deception, and the evil they have against the Biafra. Somebody who say he want to be our leader, he want to be the leader when Simon Ekpa is not there. This demand have never come into this agitation with his good or with his real name in the first place. That means he is not sure of what he has come to do, and he was not real in the first place. So if he were real, he cannot give fake name. That is number one. Number two, he came out the other day, he told you that he is using his money to sponsor Biafra. Somebody who is using his money, they invite you, say, okay, come, let us know at least how you have been helping us, to know how much we are owing you, to know how we can move forward. Our PM have problem. Let us discuss to know the headway to tackle his case, to tackle about his release, to tackle about the finance and how we can put things in order since we have declared Biafra. It surprised me that the people who called themselves professors and the doctors who were in that declaration and they signed this document and they come out today and telling you that declaration was fake. And tomorrow they will tell you we have declared Biafra. And they signed these documents and they call themselves professor, knowing what the implication of signing the documents is. That is another one apart. I wonder how somebody who told you that he have billions in Nigeria, what properties worth billions and businesses in Nigeria, how that person can fight for your freedom? How that person can fight Nigeria? And people are listening to that. He told you have billions. Tell me the person who have what billions in Nigeria is fighting for freedom. It is impossible. He's a criminal. So if he have billions and he want to come and destroy the billions or destroy the fight for freedom, it's not possible. It is impossible. So he's there. And what people don't know is, it surprised me. People would think that when somebody comes, he will tell you, I'm a sabo. He cannot come and tell you, he says, and you know what he's fighting for. He's fighting for his billions that is in Nigeria not to be destroyed. So he can do anything to make sure that he protects his interest in Nigeria, not for the interest of the Biafrans. So that's what the people must understand. So, and he's so unfortunate for him. God is aware of all those things ahead of him. So, and every Biafran is now awake. A person like me can start up and come into the every program talking about Biafra and not being afraid. You know, it has gone to the level that if we want to die, then let us die once and for all. Absolutely. And if we want to live, let us live. Because that's what I believe. If 100,000 people remain in Biafra land and they will have good life, let those who are survived have good life. That's what I believe. Not you fighting, you're afraid to die, and you trust him, you are dying, we are dying more than the chicken. And you will still die. It makes no sense. So it doesn't matter how many remain in Biafra land. Let those who remain have a good life, and they will know, and they will start having a good future. That's what I believe. So this man is a pure liar, and those things that have been accused him of, he has never come one day and stand on his feet and denied anyone.
No.
He never denied sharing money, buying people both in homeland and abroad. He never come and deny his evil name and tell us why he had two double names. He never denied anything that he had been accused of. The only thing he is trying to put himself is in the position of want to be Prime Minister of Biafra. Shame. Shame and shame on him. Thank you, my brother. Carry on with the fire, and God is on our side. I give chance to other people to speak.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my beloved brother. You have spoken very well, and that is the spirit. We Biafrans, we are not sleeping even in the mood of the celebration. We know what is happening, and we will continue to hold onto that banner and continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So once again, I have to encourage every Biafran, wherever you are on this planet Earth, we have a responsibility to defend our nation and protect it. The United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Ohamadike of Biafra land. Today, under the command of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, every one of us must defend this nation. We must defend this nation. The office of the Prime Minister today that is running the affairs of Biafra must be protected. It is not about the individual. It is about that institution. We must all devote our power, our strength, our mind, our money, and everything that we have, our time, to protect that institution. The institution is for you and I to have a life. More especially, those of us who are still somehow linking themselves to one Nigeria. I'm sorry for you, including those of us who are still serving in the Zoo military. Any Biafran that is still serving the Zoo military, even including the Oduduwa people and other people, you are still serving there. Sorry. Your name is sorry. You don't know what is coming for you. The Zoo has no plan for any one of you. The Zoo has no plan for any one of us. And it is time that we take the bold step and walk away. Walk away. Go and defend your region. If you're a Biafran, join the Biafran forces and defend your region. If you're Oduduwa, join the Oduduwa people and defend your region. If you're Middle Belt, defend your Middle Belt. If you're an Arewa, defend your Arewa. Already, the Zoo is already aligning themselves up with the terrorists. You can see the Niger government opening mouth and speaking. It is not a blackmail. It is real. We have been telling the world that Nigeria is a terrorist country. They don't agree. Now, other countries of the world are speaking out. And I believe that we have to wake up because this is the time. There is one short video I want to play. For those who think that Nigeria has any plan for them, those who are still serving in their military, those Biafrans who are still serving in the military of Nigeria, and you think it will benefit you, serve the Zoo and you come back in shame. Let's listen to this very short clip.
In 79, you have not gotten one kobo or the money.
Kobo, nothing.
Paid.
That's
since 79.
79, the money they give.
Years now.
Elder Adebayo, when did you retire from the army?
I retired in 1979.
1979.
April 1979.
When did you retire from the army?
I retired from 1979, October 1979.
79. So, did you hear of the president's directive that all retirees should be paid?
Yes, sir. We heard of
have you been contacted by the military authorities?
At all. Nobody contacted us. And this is exactly what they have been doing for long. This is not the first time.
What is not the first time? This is not the first time the president will issue directive.
Yes. And they will not follow it. They will neglect us.
Yes.
In the year 2007.
Yes.
In the year 2007.
Yes.
President Yaradua gave such instruction.
Yes.
After the verification we did by then, I have the papers here. He gave the instruction. But unfortunately, the man died two months later. After the death, we were informed to come to Odogbo Cantonment at Ibadan.
Okay.
To be told that all the computers used get burnt. Then I asked the officer, if it is true the computer get burnt, what of the master list?
Don't you have a backup?
He said he doesn't know anything about computer. What he was told to inform us is what he was telling us. Then I said, okay, assume the computer get burned and you cannot lay your hands on the master list. Can't we have another verification? He said he cannot tell us. And that was the end.
Is it that since you retired in 79, you have not gotten one kobo or the money?
Kobo, nothing.
Paid.
That's
since 79.
79, the money they give.
Years now.
79, the money they give us money to pack away from the barrack. That was 900 and They give me 930 something naira. That was that time.
Less
to
than
pack
1,000.
away. Yes. To pack away from barrack. That year, that is.
Did you retire or were you dismissed?
No.
Dismissed.
We retire. We voluntary discharge. We have our certificate. Everything is complete.
Now you see, for those of you who are serving the zoo, and those of you who are aspiring to serve the zoo, you can see what awaits you. This is your fate. This is what awaits you when you are serving the Zoological Republic. They are telling you to go away. You wouldn't listen. We are warning you, you wouldn't listen. You see? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. My beloved brother Marshall, please give us another warm closing remark before we leave.
Thank you so much, Brother Chicks. Thank you, my brother, that you quality spoke. You spoke well.
Thank you.
I just want to say one thing. One thing that ndị Igbo na-ekwu, that eziokwu na-agbakọ ọnwa. Eziokwu na-agbakọ ọnwa.
Yeah.
And why do I say that? I said that because Mazen Namdekanu said, I will destroy Nigeria with the truth. And
today, why Nigeria are killing Nigerians who believe in Nigeria, protesting, they are killing them. It is only Biafrans that have not fallen victim. For the wisdom of the government of Biafra, that the only thing we know is to protect the life of our people, we go to any extent to do that. And today, the political criminals are speaking. They like good things. But inside themselves, they know it is possible only by the Biafra government. Nobody listens to them. If we have called for protest, Ali Igbo will be burned. I am telling you, everywhere will be burned.